Let's talk about GEMDAS. If you think about it, with this problem, you can get different answers. Kate says this problem equals 6. Robbie says the problem equals 20. Who is correct? If everybody follows the GEMDAS order, they'll all get the same answer. So in this problem, we're going to multiply 2 times 3 first to get 6. Finish our grouping out by subtracting 7 minus 6, which is 1, to get a final answer of 5 plus 1, which equals 6. So Kate was right. The order is work inside the parentheses. Then evaluate the exponents. Multiply or divide from left to right. And then add and subtract from left to right. This is also known as GEMDAS. G is for grouping, exponents, multiply, divide, add, and subtract. Let's name the operation that should be performed first. In problem 1, you want to do 18 minus 9 first, because that's grouping. Problem 2, there is no grouping, only exponents, so that's what you do first. Problem 3, you want to do the exponents to the far left first. Always go from left to right. Problem 4, you do 9 divided by 3 first. Even though the m comes first here in GEMDAS, you always work multiplication from left to right, or division. Problem 5, within the grouping, you do the exponent first. Problem 6, you have a grouping within a grouping. So anytime you have parentheses, you always follow GEMDAS within the parentheses. It's very similar to a mini order of operations. So in this case, 5 divided by 3 will be first. Let's try a few problems. 14 minus 9 is 5, plus 4 is 9. Within the parentheses, I'm going to do my exponents first. So you get 4 times 36, continued with 3 minus 3 times 10. You're still working on the grouping. 3 plus 144 minus 3 times 10. From here, you want to do multiplication next. 3 plus 144 minus 30. Now we add or subtract from left to right. So you get 147 minus 30 to give us 117. In problem 3, always work left to right for each step. So I'm going to find the exponent on the far left. So you'll get 16 plus 3 squared minus 7 squared. And you get 16 plus 9 minus 7 squared. 16 plus 9 minus 49. Add and subtract from left to right. 16 plus 9 is 25, minus 49 is negative 24. Problem 4, you want to do your grouping first, so that's 2 minus 5 to to give you negative 3 cubed plus 16. Your exponents are next. So you get 1/3 times negative 27 plus 16. Multiply and divide. It's right here. 1/3 times negative 27 is the same as saying negative 27 divided by 3 is negative 9 plus 16, which is a positive 7. If it helps, during each one of these problems, write GEMDAS out to the side and mark it out as you go. Let's look at translating sentences. There are different keywords to tell you whether you're adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. For example, for adding, you can use the words more than or sum. Subtraction, you could use difference, decreased, less than, fewer. Multiplying, you can use product or squared. Dividing, you could hear the word quotient. And the two flip words that you need to look out for are from and than. If you hear these, normally you'll go from left to right, writing everything down. For example, the difference of 17 and 3. 17 came first, so you write 17, and then minus 3 because it's the difference. So you work left to right. However, on problems like number 2, it says 11 more than 6. So instead of writing 11 first, you're going to write 6, because this word right here, than. Always work left to right unless you have a flip word. Looking at the next one, the sum of 8, 20, and 35. So the sum, you're adding, work left to right. 8, 20, and 35. The quotient of 40 and 8. Quotient is division. So 40 divided by 8, or you could write this in fraction form, 40 over 8. Pause the video and try problems 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Check your answers with the ones written below. Some more practice with GEMDAS. Just a reminder, 2 straight up and down bars is the absolute value. Remember, the outcome is positive because it's the distance from 0. This is a square root, and this one line horizontally will be a fraction bar, meaning division. So in these cases, if you have a fraction bar, you always want to make sure you simplify the numerator, simplify the denominator, and then, as your last step, divide. So 2 minus 3 would be the first thing you would do because you want to simplify the numerator. On problem 2, you want to do your grouping. Absolute value is considered a grouping, so you always want to work left to right. So the absolute value of negative 5 plus 4 is going to go first. On problem 3, square root is considered a grouping. So you want to do the square root of 25 first. Problem 4, once again, square root is a grouping. Although you have a second grouping, square root of 9 comes first. It is the furthest left. Number 5, you want to simplify the numerators, and you have a grouping in the numerator, so that's what you're going to do first. Number 6, you have your absolute value bars of -4. That is considered grouping and the furthest left, so you'll do that first. Problem 7. Within the absolute value bars, you have another set of grouping. If you remember, so grouping comes first. Here's our group. There are no exponents, so we're going to either multiply or divide from left to right. So in this particular case, you are going to do 21 divided by 3 first. Problem 8, you have grouping 8 minus 5. That is the furthest left. That will be performed first. And number 9, within the numerator of the fraction bar, you have an exponent. So 3 squared will be performed first. Let's practice. Number 10. The square root of 49, that is a grouping, is 7 plus 8 minus 10. Now your next grouping is 8 minus 10. So 7 plus would be -2. 7 plus -2 is 5 for a final answer. Problem 12. Within your grouping on the numerator, you have an exponent. That's what's going to be performed first. 3 squared, or 3 times 3, is 9. Minus 10. Don't forget to leave your parentheses. Plus 8. All over 5 plus 9. Still working within the parentheses. 9 minus 10 is -1. -1 plus 8 over 5 plus 9. Now simplify both the numerator and then the denominator. -1 plus 8 is 7 over 5 plus 9. 5 plus 9 is 14. 7 over 14 reduces to 1/2. Keep in mind for number 13, anything to the power of 0 is 1. Try 11 and 13. Pause the video, try 11 and 13, and then check your answers. Check your answers with the ones written below.